Hi friends, welcome back to Sauna with Samantha. Today we are going to be doing a flow for complete beginners, and it's going to be more of a regular length yoga class. Usually we do kind of the 30-minute spiel on this channel. Today we're going to be doing a regular length class. So if you have a block or a strap, please pause me and go and grab them. If you don't have a block or a strap, that's okay. You can grab a belt or an exercise band to substitute for a strap. And if you don't have a block, you can grab like a DVD box set or a book. Sometimes those can work really well as substitutes for blocks. So go ahead and grab something, and then when you come back, we'll go ahead and just jump straight into it. Now, go ahead and pop your block just underneath your bum so that you're sitting a little bit higher off the ground, and then come into a comfortable seated position. So you can have your legs crossed, or if you want, you can just stack one leg in front of the other. Bring your hands palm down to the knees, and then close off the eyes. And take a moment to center yourself. Bring your awareness to each and every point of your body that is connected to your block or to the mat. Take some deep inhales and exhales. As you inhale, grow tall through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, sink down through your sit bones. Really draw that energy down toward each and every point that is connected to the earth. Inhale, feel your rib cage expand. As you exhale, feel those rib points knit back together again. Take a few more breaths this way. One more deep inhale. And allow yourself to exhale fully. Blink open the eyes. And inhale, bring arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, stretch over to the right side. Now, in this stretch, you want to be expanding through both sides of your body. Obviously, you'll be expanding a little bit more through the left side, but you don't want to be collapsing. We're lifting and growing tall. Inhale, come back up to center. And as you exhale, stretch over to the left. Again, really grow through the top of your head. Make that spine nice and long. Inhale, come back up to center. And as you exhale, twist to the right. Right hand comes behind you as a kickstand. Left hand comes to the outside of the right knee. Inhale to grow tall. And exhale to twist to the right. You can bring the gaze over the back shoulder to get a little bit deeper. Now we've just begun the practice, so you don't want to be cranking into the twist. Just keep it nice and gentle. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Again, you can use that right hand to create a little bit of pressure to get a little bit deeper. As you inhale, grow tall. And as you exhale, see if you can soften around that twist. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Now, if you'd like, you can stay up on your block, or if you'd like, you can remove it. We're going to come into a forward fold with our legs still in this cross-legged position. Inhale to grow tall. Exhale, forward fold. Now, we don't want to be rounding the spine in this position. You want to think as if someone's got a string attached to the top of your head. They're pulling you up, but your sit bones are like nailed into the ground. So you're growing tall as you are extending forward. Nice long spine. Take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, walk your hands over to the right. You want to keep your shoulders nice and even here. You don't want to be collapsing in either direction. Just keep nice and even. Both sit bones still planted into the ground. Growing tall. If you want to take it even a little step further, you can take your left hand and place it on top of the right to get a little deeper. And then inhale, walk back through center. As you exhale, come over to the left side. Again, check your shoulders. Make sure that they are even. And then that option to place your right hand on top of the left. All right, on an inhale, walk back to center. You can come all the way up. Now reverse the cross of your legs, so this is likely your comfortable position. Move to that awkward crossed position. We'll forward fold just one more time. Inhale, grow tall, and exhale, walk it forward. As you inhale, feel your back body expanding. And as you exhale, see if you can draw your forehead a little bit closer to the ground without compromising your spine. One more breath here. On an inhale, go ahead and walk yourself all the way back up. Let's do some half neck rolls. Inhale, bring right ear to right shoulder. Exhale, chin comes to chest. Inhale, left ear to left shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, up to the right. Exhale, down through center. Inhale, up to the left. Exhale, down through center. Inhale, right ear to right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Last time. Inhale, up to the right. Exhale, down. Inhale, up to the left. Exhale, down. Go ahead and bring your gaze up toward the sky. We'll open up through the throat. Take some nice deep breaths here. This position will just open straight through. Open to your lungs. All right, bring your neck back to a neutral position. Let's flip our legs around. We're going to come into a tabletop position. So knees and hips are stacked. Wrists and shoulders are stacked. Now, as always, if you have wrist or shoulder issues, you can bring your hands just a little bit forward and wide of your shoulder to ease the pressure. Otherwise, you can just keep them stacked. Now, as if you are dragging your hand across your mat, pull the pressure back toward you to draw your chest forward. On an inhale, sit bones come back and broad. And as you exhale, press those hands in the opposite direction. To round the spine, tuck the chin to chest, sit bones tuck under. Inhale, chest comes forward, sit bones back. Exhale, round the spine. Really lead using that pressure in your hands. Inhale, come back forward to cow. Exhale, round to cat. Let's do one more of each of these. Inhale, draw those hands back toward you. And as you exhale, press those hands away. Awesome. Come back to a neutral spine. We're going to come into extended puppy. Now keeping your knees and hips where they are, walk your hands forward. We're going to come into extended puppy, or bleeding heart is another name for this position. You can come up to fingertips to open through the chest a little further, or you can just keep your palms flat. On an inhale, take your right hand, and as you exhale, thread it through. Threading the needle, we're going to twist. So you should feel a little stretch in your right shoulder in this position, but it's mostly going to be a twist through your abdomen. Bring your gaze up to the sky. Breathe here. Again, we're not cranking the twist. Just find a restful amount of twist for your body. Inhale to unwind. On an exhale, take that left hand and twist to the right. Again, breathe here. And then inhale, go ahead and unwind. You can walk your hands back to that tabletop position. Tuck under the toes. We're gonna bring the bottom straight up into the air for our first downward facing dog. Now in this position, you want your toes to be pointed toward the front of your mat and your sit bones drawing up toward the sky. You want your spine to be relatively straight. Obviously, the natural curves are gonna be there. But you want to be extending your spine as long as you can. Now the goal here is to draw your heels down toward the ground, but don't worry about how far, or rather, how close your heels get to the ground. I want you to focus more on how high your sit bones are drawing up toward the sky. So if you want to take a nice deep bend in the knees to get a little bit higher with your sit bones, that can be a really great variation, especially if you're just starting out with yoga. You'll find that this position is one that may not feel restful to you in the beginning, but it will become restful very quickly. Now, as this is our first downward facing dog of the practice, you can take a moment to pedal through the feet. Sometimes that can help to stretch the calves and the hamstrings, help to set the posture a little bit better. And you can just find some stillness. Take one more breath here. And go ahead and walk your feet all the way up to your hands. You can bring them about hip width apart. Take a nice deep bend in the knees. We'll just hang here and ragdoll. Grab hold of opposite elbows. Just hang out here for a moment. Deep inhales, feel that backside of your body expanding. As you exhale, feel gravity just pulling your head down toward the ground. Take one more breath here. And as you inhale, go ahead and peel the body all the way up to stand, bone by bone. Head and neck come last. Now, if you are new to yoga, something that we do often, especially in the types of yoga that I like to teach, sun salutations. You don't have to memorize that. Sun salutations are just a really effective way to build heat in the body. So we're going to be doing some sun salutations today. So bring the feet together. If you feel a little unstable with the balance, you can keep them hip width apart, and that's totally fine. Also, if you're on your menzies, you should keep your feet also hip width apart anytime you're doing sun salutations, just as a side note. All right, so standing at the top of your mat. Inhale, arms come all the way up to the sky. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. So you can have your hands either down on the floor at fingertips, you can have them on your shins, you can have them on your thighs. Just place them wherever you can still have a straight back. So take your variation with that half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, plant the hands, step back into a high plank. If this is your first time, or if you feel like this is a tough position, feel free to lower to the knees. That's always an option through any of these sun salutations. If you want to lower to the knees, it's a great place to be. Otherwise, you can be in a high plank. Exhale, lower down to your push-up position, and then plant your hands just above your shoulders. Draw them back before you, just like we did in tabletop, to come up to a high cobra. So this is option A. Option B is lowering down through the push-up position and pressing all the way up to upward facing dog. So any of these vinyasas, these are your options, okay? Choose whichever one feels right to you. Okay, so high cobra or upward facing dog, tuck the toes, come back into that downward facing dog. Now, if I lost you there because of my rambling, I apologize. Don't worry, you'll have plenty of opportunities to catch on because we're going to be doing a few of these today. Take a couple more breaths here in downward facing dog. On an inhale, you can step or jump the feet to the hands. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand, arms come up. Exhale, hands down through heart center. So that's a sun A. We're gonna do 2 more of those. Here we go, inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back to a high plank. Lower down through the push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Catch it if you lost it. If you feel that my instruction with the inhales and exhales does not match up with your natural breath, that's okay. You can move with your own breath. It's not a big deal. I'm not going to be upset if you're not moving at the exact same pace. Listen to your body and move with what feels right to you. All right, on an inhale, step or jump the feet to the hands. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Good job. Last time, inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, plant the hand, step or jump back to high plank. Lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, catch your breath if you lost it. We'll hang here for just a minute. If you want to pedal through the feet, if you need some movement, listen to your body. Breathe. All right, on an inhale, step or jump up to the hands. Come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Good job. Now we're going to move on to sun Bs. Now these ones are a little bit more work. They build a little bit more heat, but they're very effective for getting your blood pumping. Here we go. Inhale, come back into a chair position. So your arms come up in the sky and you're sitting back into your chair. So you don't want to be forward like this. You want to really sit back. Don't be afraid to stick your buns out towards the back wall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back to a high plank. Lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now lifting from the inner thigh. So what I mean by that is you're keeping your hips square. Lift your right leg up. Bend the knee, bring your knee to the nose, and plant that foot between your hands. Angle the left foot at about a 45-degree angle and come up into Warrior One. Now in your Warrior One, your hips should be squaring. Obviously they will not be fully square because your back foot is turned out a little bit. Make sure that your front knee is stacked over your ankle. So if this feels too much, you can always shorten your stance to make sure that your knee is above that ankle. Just want to make sure that you are keeping your structure in alignment. Arms come up by the ears. This is our Warrior One position. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into a high plank, lower down again. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, lifting from the inner thigh. Left leg comes up, bend the knee, knee to nose, plant that foot between the hands. Angle the right foot about 45 degrees and use your leg strength. Come on up to Warrior One. Again, check your knee. You want to make sure in this position that it's not splaying out or tilting in. You want your knee to be moving toward that second and third toe on your front foot. Exhale, go ahead and plant those hands. Step back to the high plank, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Catch your breath if you lost it. We'll hang here for just a moment. Hopefully downward facing dog should be feeling a little bit more restful to you now. It doesn't take very long. One more breath here. On an inhale, go ahead and step or jump the feet to the hands. Come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair position, so sit all the way back. Hands come up. Exhale, stand all the way up, bring hands down through heart center. Good job. Sun bees are tough. Give yourself a little pat on the back. We're gonna do 2 more of those. Inhale, chair position. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest, create some space. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump, back to the high plank. Lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lifting from the inner thigh, right leg comes up. Bend that knee, knee to nose. Plant that foot between the hands. Angle your back foot and come all the way up. Warrior one. Plant those hands, step back, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg comes up, bend that knee, knee to nose. Plant that foot between the hands. Angle your back foot, all the way up. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back, high plank. Lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, catch your breath if you lost it. I know we sped up significantly that time. And as always, if you feel that your breath needs to be a little bit slower, you can always move at your own pace and then catch up with us in downward facing dog. I'll try to give us some pauses here every single time. All right, on an inhale, step or jump, feet to hands, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair position. Sit back, breathe. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Come and stand up. Good job. 2/3 of the way through these sun bees. One more. Inhale, chair position. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest, create some space. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump. Lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From the inner thigh, right leg comes up. Plant that foot between the hands. Come on up to warrior one. Take an extra breath here. As you exhale, plant the hands, step back, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, from the inner thigh, left leg comes up. Plant that foot between the hands. Come on up to warrior one. We'll take one extra breath on this side as well. On an exhale, plant those hands, step back, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a moment here. Breathe. Your heart should be pumping a little bit more now. Like I said, we're building heat. Breathe. One more breath here. On an inhale, step or jump, feet to hands. Come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair position. Exhale, come all the way up to stand. Good job. All right, so back at the top of your mat, really plant your right foot down. We're gonna do a little bit of balance here. So spread through your toes and really ground down through the entirety of your right foot. Let's go ahead and lift the left foot up, just into a standing balance. You can bring your hands to your hips. And then we will slowly, slowly bring that left foot all the way back. Hinge at the hips. We'll come forward into a warrior three with our hands on our hips. If you feel a little wobbly with the balance, that's okay. Just worry about trying. You can pick a focal point on the ground and that can help as well. Hold here. And then very slowly bend that front knee and come all the way back into a high lunge. So we're just planting that back foot down with intention. Bring your hands down to the mat to frame the foot. Place your left hand just a little bit wide and forward of your shoulder. And then twist to the right. So as if you're drawing a bow and arrow all the way up. I'm going to twist all the way up to the sky. So you should be feeling a nice stretch all throughout your glute on the right side. Make sure you're keeping your left hip engaged so you're not collapsing into that side. You really want to stay lifted. Don't want to overstrain those ligaments in your hips. Go ahead and plant that hand down. Angle your back foot about 45 degrees. Straighten the front leg. And we're going to come into a pyramid position. So if you feel like this is too far, feel free to grab some blocks. And you can be right here. So the most important thing in this position is that you are, A, not hyperextending your knee. So you want to keep your quad engaged to protect those knee joints. And B, you want to have your spine long and straight. You don't want to be a little folding. That's not going to do you many favors. Might feel nice for a minute, but in terms of longevity, it's not really what we're going for here. So we're really going for a nice hamstring stretch. And the best way to achieve that is through a nice long spine and keeping your knee joint protected. So you can be up here, here, or if you want to be down on the floor, fingertips. Yogi's choice. Breathe here. On an inhale, come all the way up to stand. We're going to bend that front knee and angle your back foot so that it is parallel with the back edge of the mat. And again, you want your front knee to be stacked right over that ankle and moving towards that first and second toe. So this is our warrior two position. The biggest difference is the position of your back foot and the fact that your hips are not squaring forward, they're open. Arms come out long. Gaze is over that front hand. Take a breath here. On an inhale, flip that front palm up, and on an exhale, come back into reverse warrior. Now in this position, we are not putting any weight here on this hand. It is just resting right there. Inhale, come back up to warrior two. And then exhale, place your arm right here on your knee. Engage that arm so that we create some space. You don't want to be collapsing. And extend your arm all the way up into side angle position. So you're drawing a line all the way from your fingertips down to the outer edge of that left foot. Gaze is up towards the sky, creating space in both sides of your body. Inhale, come back up to warrior two. Flip that front palm, exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, come back up to warrior two. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Roll your shoulders onto the back body. And we'll come forward. Right shoulder is on the inside of your right knee for humble warrior. And just let gravity take hold of your neck here. Inhale, come back up. Extend the arms out long. See if you can get a little deeper into that warrior two. As you inhale, straighten that front leg, bring arms up to the sky. Exhale, back down into warrior two. Inhale, come up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, come up. Exhale, warrior two. Last time, inhale up. Now keeping that front leg straight, extend your arms out long, and as if someone has a hold of your middle finger, they're just pulling you. Let them pull you as far as they can. And as soon as you can't go any farther, turn for our triangle position. Again, keep that quad engaged so that you're protecting your knee joints. Gaze is up toward the sky. And if you'd like to be up on a block here, block's a really great place to be. I love blocks. I feel like they just increase the integrity of the position, especially if you feel like you're almost able to reach farther, but you're not quite there yet. You don't want to overstrain. Work within the bounds of your body. All right, go ahead and unwind, bend that front knee, plant the hands. We'll twist that back foot into a high lunge, step back to a high plank. Let's vinyasa, so chaturanga, that push-up position, to upward facing dog, downward facing dog. And let's step or jump the feet to the hands. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Hands down through heart center. Awesome. Let's repeat that on the right side. So take the moment to really ground down through your left foot. Spread through the toes and really press down through the entirety of the foot. You want to create a larger base to stand on. Let's bring hands to hips again. Right leg comes up for that standing balance. And slowly, slowly, let's move it back into our warrior three position. Without touching the foot to the ground, pivot at the hips, come all the way forward into that warrior three. Hold here. It's okay if you lose your balance a little bit. All right, then with care, let's bend that front knee and slowly step back into that high lunge. Good job. Plant your hands. Move that right hand a little bit wide and forward of your shoulder. And again, as if you're drawing a bow and arrow, twist all the way up to the left side, keeping that right hip engaged so you're not collapsing into the hip joints. Breathe. Go ahead and plant that hand. Angle your back foot at about 45 degrees. Again, if you want to grab those blocks, place them on either side of the foot. Straighten that front leg and come into pyramid with a slight forward fold. This is my less bendy side, so I really love the blocks on this side. Don't be surprised if one side of your body is a little bit more flexible than the other. There's nothing wrong with you, it is completely normal. Breathe here. With every inhale, imagine your spine growing a little bit taller. With every exhale, see if you can get your belly just a little bit closer to your thigh. And again, keep that quad engaged, protect your knee joints. All right, go ahead and bend that front knee. Let's angle the back foot so that it is parallel with the back edge of the mat. Bend that front knee so that you are in that warrior two position. Arms are out long. You stay where you are. I'm gonna flip around. Otherwise my buns are gonna be right in your face in just a moment. Nobody wants that. All right, warrior two. Take a moment here, check your knee, make sure it's still pointed toward that second and third toe. Inhale, flip the palm up. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. So again, engage that left arm to create space. And then extend that right arm out so you can draw that line all the way down to the outer edge of your foot. Inhale, warrior two. Flip that palm. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Interlace those hands behind the back. Roll the shoulders onto the back side body. Left shoulder comes right inside that left knee for humble warrior. Breathe. Inhale, come back up to warrior two. See if you can get just a little bit deeper in that warrior two. Inhale, straighten the legs. Arms come up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, come up. Exhale down. Last time, inhale up. And then keep that leg straight as if someone's got a hold of that left middle finger. They are pulling you, pulling you, pulling you as far as they can. Then turn into your triangle position. Breathe. Again, grab a block if you feel like you need one. And if you feel like you're hyperextending in your knee, micro bend or engage that quad. All right, from here, come on up. Let's turn both feet in so that they are parallel and pointed towards the wide edge of the mat. We're in a forward fold here. So wide leg forward fold. And again, don't worry about how far you get. Just keep that spine nice and long. Inhale, come up halfway to set the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe here. Go ahead and walk your hands over to the right leg. Give it a hug. Say, good job, leg. You're doing great. Go ahead and walk your hands over to the left leg. Say, good job, left leg. Give it a hug. Come back into the center. You can grab hold of opposite elbows. Just hang here. If you want, you can sway or you can find some stillness here. Right, plant the hands. Heel toe your feet in just a little bit. You're going to ankle your feet out about 45 degrees and then come down into Malasana, or yogic squat. Now, in this position, if you are doing this, because your heels don't touch the floor, that is perfectly fine. You just have to work with the balance as well. Getting your heels down is something that just comes with consistent practice and time. It's a little bit easier once you get your heels down, but every time you practice, you get a little bit closer. You can bring your hands to heart center and use those elbows to press your knees out to a nice little hip opener here. Breathe. It's funny, with a lot of yoga poses, I feel like they don't feel restful the first few times you try them, but after practicing, they become a lot more restful. Breathe. All right, go ahead and move your hands behind you. You can just drop down to the bum. Turn to the side. We're going to come into a boat pose. So, plant your feet just in front of you. And first, let's come to balance on the sit bones. So, come up to the toes and just practice balancing while giving your knees a hug. Breathe here. It's kind of our precursor. Now, if you've been flowing with me before, then you already know. If you're new here, if you're a beginner to yoga, I personally, as a teacher, always like to include some ab work 95% of the time because I feel like it is just so good for the body. So this is our little ab work for this class today. Go ahead and release the hug. Stay balancing on your sit bones. We'll come into a modified boat pose. So we're not extending them all the way up. We're just going to keep them kind of at this little 90-degree angle here, okay? If you'd like, you can grab hold behind the knees, or you can place the hands down, or you can keep them at heart center. We're just going to tap the toes 20 times, so 10 on each side, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Place the feet down. You can scoot your bum back. Extend the legs out long. Nice little ab segment today. I'm not gonna focus too hard on it today. Go ahead and inhale, grow tall. Exhale, forward fold. So again, as if someone has a string connected to the top of your head, we're growing tall as we are folding. Don't worry about how close your forehead gets to your shins. Focus on bringing your belly to your thighs. Breathe. Inhale, come back up. Place the sole of the left foot against the right thigh. Inhale, grow tall, and exhale, fold toward that right leg. So you're not folding this direction, you're folding straight toward that right leg. Again, grow tall. Your sit bones are rooting down, but your crown is just growing up toward the sky. Inhale, come back up. Cross that left leg over the top of your right leg. Plant that left hand behind you. Inhale to grow tall, and exhale, give that left leg a hug, and you can twist. So you can either keep this hug or you can tuck that elbow on the inside to get just a little bit deeper. Gaze goes toward the back wall. Breathe. Now we're a lot warmer now than we were at the beginning of the practice. So still not cranking, but you might be able to get a little bit deeper into the twist now. Inhale to unwind. Send that left leg long. Bring the sole of the right foot to the left thigh. Inhale, grow tall, and exhale, forward fold toward that left leg. We're folding, but we're also creating space in the body. So imagine that your backside body is just expanding. There's more area throughout the entirety of your body for oxygen to flow freely through. Inhale, come back up. Cross that right leg over top of the left. Plant that right hand behind you. Inhale, sweep the arm up, and exhale, twist. So again, either hugging or using that elbow as a hook against your knee. Every inhale, grow a little bit taller. With every exhale, soften around that twist. Inhale to unwind. Extend that right leg long. One last time. Inhale to grow tall, and exhale, forward fold to both feet. Inhale, come back up. Let's create a diamond with your feet, coming into Baddha Konasana. Draw those feet just toward you as far as they can. You can grab hold of your feet. Inhale, grow tall, and exhale, forward fold, keeping your spine straight. So you may not go very far because we are keeping a straight spine. That is perfectly okay. You should be feeling it in your inner thighs. Inhale to come back up. Extend your diamond just a little bit wider. So this time it's more elongated. And feel free to round the spine this time. So inhale, grow tall. Exhale, just bring your forehead toward your feet. Inhale, feel the body all the way up. Awesome. We'll come down to our back for a supine position. Okay. Plant your feet. You want them to be at about the distance of your fingertips. We're going to come into a bridge pose. So, peeling up from your sit bone, up your back, plant the hands down. Let's peel up. Inhale, come all the way up to a bridge pose. You can tuck your shoulder blades under your back, can give you a little extra support. And hold here. Go ahead and release down. See if you can drop one vertebrae at a time, as if you have like a pearl necklace. You want each bead to hit just one at a time. Peel slowly, slowly. Guess you get a little bit of ab work here as well. All right, one more time with this bridge position. Inhale, peel all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. And hold. Should be feeling this in your quads and in your glutes. Just breathe. One of my favorite things about yoga is that in positions that feel a little bit uncomfortable, yoga gives you the opportunity to just kind of look at that moment and be like, that's interesting. Instead of getting caught up in, oh man, I wish this posture would end. Just like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And just stick with it. Shows you can do hard things. I love it. Right, go ahead and peel all the way back down again. One vertebrae at a time. Beautiful. Good job. All right, if you have a strap or a belt or an exercise band or whatever you have grabbed to substitute your strap, go ahead and grab hold of it now. Place your right foot at about the center point of your strap. And bring it up toward the sky. Grab hold with your right hand. Extend your left leg long. And then just draw that leg on an exhale toward you. Now in this position, I do not want any hyperextended knees, okay? So be aware of your knee. If you are hypermobile and you just, or if you're double jointed, be so careful, please. Flex your quad or keep a micro bend. Protect your knee joints. Draw that leg toward you. Breathe. All right, now we're going to bring it out toward the right side. I want you to move within your hip joint. So don't just drag it straight out to the side. Really rotate through that hip. Okay, so as you come out, you are also rotating through the hip socket, okay? Don't worry about how far you get. Just worry about staying within the bounds of your hip joints. You want to make sure that you have nice, healthy hips for a very long time. Breathe here. Find that if you move within the range of your skeletal structure, which is definitely unique just to you, you'll be able to have a much greater range of motion as you learn how to work within your own skeletal structure. All right, inhale. Come back up to center. Switch your strap over into your left hand. Plant your right hand down and draw that leg across you just a little bit. Not super far. You want to be able to keep both your sit bones on the ground. You're just drawing it a little bit across the body. And come back up to center. Do one last stretch back toward you, just straight. Beautiful. Go ahead and release that foot. Let's bring the left leg up. Place that left foot right in the middle point of your strap. Grab hold, at the very least with your left hand. If you need both hands, that's fine. Extend your right leg long. Inhale, and as you exhale, draw that leg toward you. If you feel you need a bend in the knee, that is fine. Obviously, you'll get a better stretch if you can keep your legs straight, but listen to your body. And if it is telling you that it needs the stretch that comes with a bent knee, listen to it. I'm not there with you, so I can't really monitor what you're doing. So the most important thing, really with yoga in general, and especially when you're learning on YouTube, is to make sure that you are present in your body and you are listening to what your body's telling you is okay and not okay. All right, let's bring it out to the side. So again, rotate through that hip socket. And just work within your range of motion. Everybody lives in different degrees of tightness in their bodies. Do not kick yourself if your degree is different than somebody else's. Just work with what you have. One more breath. Okay, inhale, come back up to center. Switch that strap over to the right hand. Plant that left hand down. We'll just come slightly across the body. So again, you want to make sure both your sit bones are still connected to the floor. One more breath. All right, come back up to center. One last stretch toward you. Beautiful. You can go ahead and release that foot down. Grab your block one more time. So we're going to do a psoas stretch. So the psoas is a muscle that it's deep, it connects through a hip flexor and into your abdomen. It's where we hold a lot of stress and fight and flight. And so it's really good to work the psoas. Take your block and place it underneath your bum as if you were doing a bridge pose. But this is a more restful version of that. Go ahead and bend your right knee in and extend your left leg out long. So this should be stretching all through this side, through that psoas. Now, if you start getting emotional in this position, just recognize that that is not uncommon. Like I said, we hold a lot in our psoas, especially in terms of fight and flight. When I was a massage therapist, we would have people break down in tears all the time when we would work their psoas because it's just a really common thing. So you're not a freak of nature. I cry often when I work the psoas. Just breathe into it and allow it to relax and release. All right, on an inhale, bring that left knee in, extend that right leg long, and let's stretch out on the right side. So again, you should be feeling it through the abdomen and through the hip flexor. It's a very deep muscle. Breathe. One more breath here. Right, on an inhale, bring that right knee in, plant both feet down on the ground. Lift your buns to release the block. Bring both knees into the chest and just give them a nice hug. Rock side to side. Bring your arms out to a T. And then drop both legs over to the left side for a spinal twist. If you'd like, you can take your left hand and add a little pressure to the knees to get a little deeper. You can bring your gaze over that right shoulder. Breathe here. On an inhale, come back up to center. And as you exhale, drop both knees over to the right. Again, you can use that right hand to add a little pressure. Bring your gaze over the left shoulder. One more breath here. On an inhale, come back up to center. Now we're going to make our way into Shavasana. Now, Shavasana is one of the most important parts of any yoga practice. Not only does it allow your body to switch into a more rest and digest state, but it also helps your body to digest the practice, really register. So go ahead and extend your legs out long. Allow your feet to just roll out to the sides. Make sure you've got a little bit of a curve in your low back, so you don't want to be tucking your buns under. You want to make sure you've still just got like that natural lumbar curve. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath the back, and then bring palms face up. And then go ahead and close off the eyes. Now in this position, take some nice deep inhales into the belly and complete exhales. Bring your awareness to the breath. Allow your abdomen to expand fully and contract completely. Now allow a wave of relaxation to pour over your body, starting at the crown of your head, moving down your forehead, your cheeks, your face. Release the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Relax the neck, the shoulders, the upper arms, the elbows, the forearms, the wrists, the palms of the hands, and each finger individually. Relax the chest, the upper abdomen, the lower abdomen, the back side of your body, the pelvis, the hips, the upper leg, your knees, calves, ankles, the feet, and each toe individually. And allow yourself to just sink down into the mat. Allow yourself to grow heavy. And bring your awareness back to your breathing. Observe where it's circulating. Is it easy? Is it labored? Deep or shallow? Just observe. Now allow your body to take some subtle movements. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. Press your thumb to each individual finger. Then place the right sole of the foot to the ground and the left sole of the foot to the ground. And in your own time, roll to whichever side feels comfortable to you today. And slowly make your way up into a comfortable seated position. Eyes remain closed. Place the palms down on the knees. And again, bring that awareness to each and every point of view that is connected to the ground. Draw your energy down. This is how we center ourselves. Bring the hands to heart center. You can blink open the eyes. Namaste. Thank you so much for flowing with me today. I hope that that was enjoyable for you. I also hope it was insightful if you are new to alignment-based yoga. I hope that that was a good introduction for you. If you have any requests for future flows, please feel free to comment below. Let me know how the flow went for you today, especially if it was your first time. Please let me know if it was helpful, if you thought that it was weird, or if you thought that it was awesome. let me know either way. Now there are new flows every Tuesday and Saturday. So if you did enjoy this flow, be sure to like and subscribe because there will be new flows. And if you want to hit that little bell, you can be notified every single time there's a new upload. Thank you again so much for flowing with me. Have a swell day and namaste.